I'm working like 70 hours a week, working 15 hours a day, and I can barely afford to eat, barely afford anything, barely afford to put gas in my beat up car. It's like 20 years old.
In 2020, my rent was $950 for my 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. In 2026, for the same apartment, the same exact apartment, my rent is $1,695.
I just have to be so for real with y'all for a second. I work 40 hours a week and I'm broke.
People are waking up every day, going to work full time, doing everything they were told to do, and they still can't afford rent. At some point, you got to ask yourself, what exactly are people supposed to do?
At what point are you guys going to start taking this personal? Okay, we got millionaires, we got billionaires, but you can't afford rent? This is a personal attack. This should feel like a personal attack for you too.
So we are living in 2026, right? And somehow North Carolina has not increased their minimum wage from $7.25 an hour. And if you work 40 hours a week, then for the whole year, you only make $15,000. Rent alone is way higher than basically your wage is gonna provide. And you still need food, and you still need clothes, and you still need a vehicle and to be able to put gas in it. So how many jobs are people having to work right now in order to take care of themselves or their families? $7.25 is just not feasible anymore in this day and age. And North Carolina lawmakers really need to step up and make that change, because this is just ridiculous.
Does anyone actually have the will to live in 2026? Because it just seems like there is no incentive to continue on and to keep fighting. Like, we can work our asses off and we still can't afford rent. We can't even afford our car note at this point. I just don't understand, like, why we're putting in all this effort when the fruits of our labor are rotten by the time we go to harvest them. It's like we're doing all of this for absolutely nothing. There is no harvest. We are not reaping what we sow. We are just in the field like donkeys, hacking the ground that's completely dry, that will yield absolutely nothing. It's like the fields that were once abundant for our ancestors are now absolutely empty, and we're expected to till and manage the same fields that cannot sustain life anymore, metaphorically, obviously. I'm just wondering if there's actually anyone out there that has the will to live these days, because it literally seems like there is no incentive to continue on this existence. What do you guys think?
I'm working like 70 hours a week, working 15 hours a day, and I can barely afford to eat, barely afford anything, barely afford to put gas in my beat up car. It's like 20 years old. Meanwhile, I'm thinking back, man, it's like, man, I remember my dad, he worked a forklift job. Okay, that's not even a trade. He's a forklift driver. And he had a stay-at-home wife, 3 kids, 3 vehicles, a camper, went on multiple vacations a year, okay? We had always had food in the house. We never went hungry. I don't ever remember struggling that much. Like, maybe here and there to be like, hey, turn the lights off, we're trying to save electricity. That's it. That's it. And then here I am sitting here just straight up just struggling, man. Yeah. I got to work 15 hours a day. Otherwise, you know, I can't pay my bills. I am single. I don't have kids. I don't have a wife. None of that shit. That boat has sailed for me. That boat has sailed for me. And the way it is right now, there's no way I could afford that. There ain't no way. I know some people are doing it right now, but they are pinching it. They are pinching it. And, I don't know, man. I don't even get me started on my grandparents. Don't even get me started. He had one job, gravy job, and he had a stay-at-home wife, 2 kids, like 50 acres of land. You know what I'm saying? 50 acres of land, tractors, four-wheelers, all kinds of stuff, cool, lawn equipment and shit. We're cooked. We are so...
Do you guys feel like rent is out of control? I don't know if you noticed in all these major cities or just cities in general, but it's absolutely bananas in a way that actually hurts. In some places, rents are up 40% since 2019. Take Pittsburgh. This one's going to blow you away. They're up nearly 48%, the fastest rise in the country. And even these coastal tech hubs like San Francisco, their rents bounce back hard. 1 bedroom averages, check this out, $2,810, up nearly 13% year over year in some zip codes. Meanwhile, landlords nationwide, 85% hiked rent last year in 2024, and 78% plan to rise them again in 2025, with an average increase of 6.2%. At that rate, the idea of affordable city living feels like a twisted joke. So what's the plan here? Are cities becoming exclusive resorts? Should renters just pack up and leave?
The craziest thing about the system falling apart is that Americans, and I'm going to speak for a large majority of you guys, I'm speaking on y'all's behalf, they just want a livable wage. They don't want, it's not like people are out here wanting to be multimillionaires. People are not wanting that. People literally just want to be able to afford things. That's it. And a livable wage. That's it. That's it. All of this conversation, that is the meat of the conversation. People just want to be able to live where they can have their own little place, whether it's an apartment, whether it's a house, and be able to feed their children and send their kids to, daycare, school with affordable prices and be able to get food affordable. And that's really it. Like, people just, obviously there's, little things like we would like to not be poisoned. We would like to be able to afford, healthcare. But I'm just saying, like, overall, the biggest issue is that we as Americans literally just want things to be livable. That's it. And these billionaires just don't understand that. They think that, like, when we're saying the things that we want, that it's so obscene. But that's literally what most Americans want, just to be able to live pretty comfortably. We don't need to, like, a lot of Americans are not wanting six figures. I'm telling you, most Americans do not.
I think it's weird that in 2026, you can be single, have no kids, you could be a full-time worker, full-time college student, and you cannot get a one-bedroom apartment with the job that you fucking have. I'm a 23-year-old adult, can't get a job with my degree for nothing, can't get an interview, and I can't even afford a one-bedroom apartment with a job that I'm working at 40 hours a week. That is fucked up. Like, in 2026, this is crazy. Like, every day I'm just like, I really can't get a one-bedroom apartment, a one-bedroom. Like, fuck it. I don't need a kitchen. Fuck a kitchen. Fuck a sink. Fuck a bathroom. Just give me the one bedroom.
I get an email back today to be like, sorry, you're not qualified enough for this role. I'm actually overqualified for this role. Everything you're asking in this role, I have done plus tenfold, and you're saying that I'm underqualified. I don't know what to do. Like, society is fucked. No matter what I apply for, I can't get a role. I can't get an interview. If I do get an interview, it's great, and they interview me to say, or they email me to say that they enjoyed having me as an interview, you were outstanding and all this stuff, but we're going to go internal, which is great. Fantastic. Go internal. But then there's no feedback. And even on the other interviews that I've had that I genuinely thought I did, and I was good, did it all right, did good. Crystal can't English today. And there's no feedback. I don't know what to do anymore. Like, no matter how hard I try, I am now going to end up like my mother, of being overqualified and not having a job. And I don't want to do that life. I don't want to have that life. I don't want to be a house mom or a housewife. I've always call it the eldest daughter in me, that I am a strong and independent woman, that, yeah, I don't know. I'm really at my wit's end when it comes to applying, and the only reason I'm applying for half of these roles, despite the fact that I am overqualified, is so I can at least get my government payment to live. And even still, it's not that much of a livable wage, considering how much debt I am, and unfortunately in, and I am trying to pay back my debt, and I just physically can't, because I don't earn enough. And come tax time, I'll still probably get taxed a shit ton and have to pay tax. Yeah. Anyone want to help a girl out?
In 2020, my rent was $950 for my 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. In 2026, for the same apartment, the same exact apartment. My rent is $1,695. In 2020, I was making, I think, $14.50 an hour and struggling. In 2026, I make $25 and I think like maybe 50 cents an hour. And I'm still fucking struggling. It doesn't make sense. I pay over $400 a month for health insurance for myself and my daughter. I buy all of my groceries out of pocket. Groceries are costing me roughly over $400 a month. And at this point, like benefit, I get to work overtime on my job. When I do, I can work overtime for groceries, which has helped a lot. Outside of that, I don't know what the fuck. Like, my car only takes premium gas. I am spending $100 every time I put gas in my car. I don't know what the fuck. I'm not drowning, but I just barely have my head above water.
I hate being vulnerable online, but I just have to be so for real with y'all for a second. I just have to be so for real with y'all for a second. I work 40 hours a week and I'm broke. Like, I'm consistently broke. And I don't mean like, oh, I have just enough to pay my bills. No. Credit card payments are late almost every month. The rent and the car payment are the only things that are like consistently on time. Everything else is like, I don't know how to prosper. I'm in my 20s and I feel like I'm constantly stressed out about the world, about my finances, about politics. I don't know how the fuck we're supposed to thrive in these conditions. And everybody's always like, oh, just find things to be happy. Everything costs money. I live in New York City. I leave my house and I spend $50 unintentionally. I don't know what to do, you guys. I don't know what to do. And it's so fucking jarring, like, to sit here and watch influencers and watch reality TV sometimes and hear that people are paying $7,000 a month for rent and $12,000 a month for rent. Like, wow. Wow, $12,000? That's crazy.
I saw someone say the other day, I work 40 hours a week and I'm one bill away from being homeless. Think about that. Not unemployed, not lazy, working full time and still barely surviving. If you need 2 jobs just to afford rent, something is broken. Because there was a time one job was enough to build a life. Now, people can't even keep a roof over their head.